Bonsoir.
The story of my parents, in this case, it was just a starting point. I mean, it's a very similar couple in some ways, and the mechanics of the relationship are similar. They started in a similar situation. They kind of split up, got together, divorced again, left the country separately, married other people, divorced these other people, met again, remarried, and managed to quarrel again, until they were too tired and too ill to fight, and they realized they just have each other, and they became this beautiful, tender couple towards the end.
J'ai beaucoup pensé sur votre texte.
Ah oui, quel texte?
De ma chanson.
Ah, bah oui.
Le pendule a tué le temps. C'est joli, mais je ne comprends pas.
Ah bon? C'est une métaphore.
Pour dire quoi?
Que le temps ne compte pas quand on s'aime.
Well, timeless is a good concept. That's what guides me, not just in photography but I always look for, I like to set things in historical context, but I look for what's timeless. Look against the grain a bit. Also in the choice of actors. I like to work with actors who have a kind of timeless quality about them. The photography, you try and make it really strong, expressive, and not to have photography serve the script so much, with coverage and cutting and stuff, but kind of build the script around what can be told visually.
Alors, ça vous plaît ici?
Paris? Ça va.
Ça a dû être un sacré choc quand même, hein?
Choc? Pourquoi choc?
Eh ben, les cinémas, les cafés, les restaurants, les magasins, d'après ce que je sais.
Non, entre nous, ma vie était mieux en Pologne.
Ah oui, et alors pourquoi est-ce que vous êtes échappé?
Je n'ai pas échappé. Je marie italien sorti légalement. Vous connaissez Palermo?
Non.
Dommage.
I wanted to focus on the world that I knew through my parents and through my own life, the kind of authoritarian state, of Stalinist Poland, and the situation of being in exile, how that changes you, how you have to kind of catch up and sometimes change your personality to fit in, and how that affects relationships, so these are universal things, but I tried not to separate the personal from the political, and what divides our couple occasionally and splits them is not just the external things, it's also the characters are difficult. They're both difficult, contradictory characters who, when things seem to be set fair, they still manage to mess it up.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Push that right, so strong feet out. Outside, rock, 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 rock around the clock tonight. Rock, 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 rock it out. Rock around the clock tonight.
So the music is always there as the third character in the story, something that keeps them together. And then I threw in all sorts of other bits of music that kind of help to tell the story, like Rock Around the Clock becomes a major moment in the relationship that puts a wedge between Zula and Victor and makes us realize that they're on a different trajectory. It depends who's watching, There's not like one audience. The films are like a kind of mirror that you discover what you have in mind often. So, of course, to some audiences the film rings a bell here and there. There's a certain kind of tendency towards authoritarianism in Poland. It's nothing to do with Stalinist terror and show trials and killings and imprisonment, but the tendency towards the authoritarian state is there. And there's a character in the film, Kaczmarek, who is a kind of typical careerist who manages to master a kind of language or rhetoric of Marxism, Leninism. In that case, that same guy can be easily imagined today with a totally different rhetoric, but also making a like speedy career. The way culture is being manipulated to tell the one and only correct story, that's familiar in Poland, and not just in Poland, I think. At the same time, the film, this is just by the way, and some people pick that up, others don't, so I think the emotional drive is what really keeps people watching, plus the music maybe. So different type of audiences react to these things differently.
When the chimes ring 5, 6, and 7,